You've entered the story they tried to bury. What you hear next was never meant to be found. This is Grim Whisper Studios. Liam Grant hadn't seen his cousin Ava in almost 10 years. When the envelope arrived, no return address, just his name handwritten in ink, he almost tossed it in the trash. But something about the way his name was written stopped him. Like it had been etched, not written. Like the paper was bruised beneath the ink. Inside was a single page. "Please come. They're watching me. It's happening again. The house, our grandmother's house, it's waking up. I can't stay here alone. I need your help." There was a number scribbled at the bottom, disconnected. Liam hadn't thought of that house in rural Maine since their grandmother died. Isolated, cold, full of locked doors no one had dared open. He remembered whispers behind the walls, a man's voice, sometimes chanting, sometimes crying. He booked a flight the next morning. When he arrived, dusk had already soaked into the trees. The forest around the property looked darker than it should have, like light refused to touch it. The house stood at the edge of the woods, windows like blind eyes, front porch sagging like a broken jaw. Ava was nowhere in sight. Liam knocked, waited, knocked again. The door creaked open on its own. The smell hit him first. Damp wood, rotting paper, something burnt. The inside hadn't changed. The heavy grandfather clock still ticked in the foyer, though no one ever remembered winding it. The mirrors were still covered with sheets, just like their grandmother always insisted. He called out for Ava. Nothing. Upstairs, a door slammed. He turned slowly and stepped onto the staircase. Each creak of the wood beneath his feet felt like it echoed through the bones of the house. The last door on the left, the one their grandmother always kept locked, was open. Inside, red candles flickered on their own, arranged in a perfect circle on the floor. Dried herbs and old books were stacked everywhere. In the center of the room, a large mirror stood upright, uncovered. He moved closer. His reflection stared back, but it wasn't right. Its mouth was moving. He wasn't speaking. The reflection raised its hand, palm out, like a warning. And behind his reflection, something moved. Liam spun around. The room was empty. He turned back to the mirror, but his reflection was gone. Not distorted, gone. The glass now showed only the candles in the room behind him, as if he wasn't there at all. Then something knocked, not on the door, from inside the mirror. A low, rhythmic thud, like knuckles on glass, slow and deliberate. Liam backed away. His breath was shallow now, chest tight. He reached for the nearest candle and held it like a weapon, ridiculous as it was. Just as he turned to leave, he saw something scrawled on the wall in what looked like charcoal. "If you speak its name, it sees you." He ran, back down the hallway, through the foyer, and out onto the porch. He needed to call someone, anyone, but his phone had no signal. He was about to get in his car when he heard something from the woods, a voice, software familiar. "Liam! Ava!" He turned toward the tree line. The voice came again, but this time, not soft, not right. "Liam!" Stretched, mocking, like something pretending to be her. He ran back inside and slammed the door, locked it, bolted it. He paced the living room, mind racing. That's when he noticed the fireplace. Cold, empty, except for one thing, a photo, old, black and white. A group of 6 people standing in a circle in this very room. Faces blurred, robes, symbols drawn on the floor. In the center, a girl, young, barefoot, crying. Avenue, a sharp knock at the front door, froze him. 3 times, calm, waiting. He didn't move. Then a whisper seeped through the crack in the wood, like breath through dry leaves. "Let us finish what your blood began." Liam didn't answer the door. He couldn't. He backed away slowly, the whisper still curling through the frame, like something breathing against the wood. He moved into the hallway, pulling out drawers, opening cabinets, searching for something, anything that could explain what was happening. In the hallway closet behind a stack of old linens, he found a box. Inside, a small cassette recorder, 3 unlabeled tapes, and a sealed envelope. He took it all into the kitchen, sat at the dusty table, and opened the envelope with trembling hands. "To whoever finds this, I'm sorry." It was Ava's handwriting. "I tried to stop it. I really did. But once you step into the circle, it knows you. It marks you. This started long before us. Grandmother wasn't sick. She was protecting us. The mirror is a gate, and the one inside, it never sleeps." Liam loaded the first tape into the recorder. A click. Then Ava's voice, hoarse and terrified. "Day 5. I've been hearing them at night. The ones in the forest. I saw their eyes. I saw her. She was in the mirror again. But this time, she smiled." Click. Silence. He inserted the second tape. "Day 8. I tried to cover the mirror. It screamed. The house shook. I think they're trying to bring her through. They need me. They need blood. And I'm the last." Click. Liam paused. He didn't want to hear the third, but he pressed play. Nothing at first. Then, a long, agonizing scream, followed by a voice not Ava's, low, inhuman. "Blood calls to blood. The circle must close." The lights flickered. A soft scratching came from the hallway. He turned toward it, slow, dreading. At the end of the hall, a figure stood. It looked like Ava, but her eyes were all black, and she was smiling. Liam couldn't move. The figure just stood there, half shadow, half sister, her mouth slowly curling into something too wide, too wrong. Then with a single blink, she was gone. No footsteps, no sound, just gone. The air in the house shifted, heavy, breathing, like the walls were watching. He stumbled back into the living room. The photo from earlier now lay on the floor. But something had changed. The 6 robed figures? There were 7 now, and one of them was him. His face, clear as day. He dropped it. That's when the whisper returned. Not from outside this time, from the basement. It was chanting, low, rhythmic, ritualistic. He hadn't been down there in years. The door was still in the hallway near the kitchen, always locked when they were kids. But now, it stood open, pitch black beyond. Candle in hand, he descended. The stairs groaned like they hadn't been used in decades. Dust clung to the air, thick and warm, like it had been disturbed only moments ago. At the bottom, he found a stone floor, cold and ancient. Symbols had been etched into it, some faded, some fresh. And in the center of the basement, a second mirror, identical to the one upstairs, except this one was cracked, jagged lines running across the surface like a spider's web. Liam approached slowly. The mirror's reflection didn't show him. It showed Ava, trapped, screaming, pounding against the glass. But behind her, something moved, towering, cloaked in shadow. It placed a hand on her shoulder and leaned down to her ear. She went still. Then she looked up at Liam through the mirror and whispered, "It needs a vessel. You're the last." A loud slam came from above. The front door had burst open, voices, footsteps. Someone or something was coming into the house. Liam bolted up the basement stairs 2 at a time, candle in hand, chest tight with panic. As he reached the top, the flickering light revealed shadows moving across the foyer. Figures in robes, just like the photo. He backed away as they entered one by one, silent and patient, like they'd been waiting a long time. Their faces were covered, only their eyes visible, all glassy and lifeless. One of them stepped forward, taller than the rest, holding a bowl of something dark and thick. Blood. The figure raised it. The vessel has returned. The circle will close. Liam turned and ran. He didn't know where, just away from them, from the mirror, from the house. But the hallways had changed. They twisted and stretched unnaturally. Doors appearing where walls used to be. Furniture shifting positions behind him, like the house itself was alive and watching. He tried to reach the front door, but found himself back in the upstairs hallway, facing the mirror room again. The door creaked open on its own. Inside, the candles were lit. But this time, Ava was sitting in the center of the ritual circle, eyes closed, lips moving in a whisper. Liam shouted her name. She looked up, and her face was normal, pale, human. "Liam, you have to listen," she said quickly. "They want you. They need you to speak the name. That's how they come through. The one in the mirror, it needs a soul, and only bloodline can invite it." Liam hesitated, stepping closer. "What name?" Ava's face shifted, smiled, black eyes opened. "You just gave it permission." The door slammed shut behind him. Candles flared, the mirror pulsed, and from it, something stepped through. It wore Liam's face, and it was laughing. The air snapped cold. The thing wearing Liam's face stepped out of the mirror, barefoot on the wooden floor, its movements twitching, jerky like it didn't quite know how to use the body yet. But its eyes, they knew everything. Liam backed toward the wall, heart thundering. It spoke with his voice, but slower, like each word was pulled from some deep pit. "This flesh, yes, it remembers, it fears, it fits." Ava, or what was left of her, stood behind the circle now, head bowed, muttering in a tongue Liam didn't recognize. The cult members from downstairs were filing into the room in silence, forming a ring around the circle. No faces, no eyes, just breathing, steady and calm, like they were watching a ceremony. The mirror cracked again. Liam screamed for Ava, begged her to fight it, to stop, but she didn't flinch. The thing inside him moved closer. Blood to blood, will to will. You opened the door. You spoke the name. Now you live behind the glass. And with that, the mirror flashed. Bright, white, blinding. When Liam opened his eyes, everything was still. He stood in the center of the room, alone. Candles out. Circle faded. No avenue. No cult. No mirror. Just silence. He stumbled downstairs and out the front door into the rising daylight. His car was still there. His phone had signal. The world was back. But as he caught his reflection in the car window, he stopped cold. It didn't move. It stared, and then it smiled from behind the glass.